Like, it's really chaotic, my technique.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense.
Oh, right. We're not live, so I guess we can start whenever.
All right, we're ready. I'm going to follow your lead because I'm out of it tonight.
Okay, fair enough.
I just had an idea. Send me the copy. I'll make you one and see what you think of it.
Okay.
Okay, hell yeah.
David has been making them, but
David's been making them, poor David.
No,
Yeah.
you have one there?
yeah, no, I think they're great actually. They're
Yeah.
so simple.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to White Noise number 36, I believe. I'm here with Summer and Moral P and Lil Moral, if you can even comprehend that, because I sure can't. Yes, there is a baby in our midst, and she is as beautiful as a summer morning and as sweet as a lollipop.
And she has itty bitty baby ears.
Yeah.
So
And fingers.
if
and
anyone's going to
everything.
be doing loud noises, perhaps give us a heads up.
Yes. She is literally practically newborn. So if anyone was intending on raising their voice beyond this volume, maybe consider that a little bit. And a fair warning is also
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so we're here, and I didn't really come up with the theme until Peter called me like an hour ago and asked me what the theme was, and then I told him one, even though I just made it up. And we're gonna go with it, and it's childhood, and it's, inspired by the little childhood who is in the building with us. Yes, Daphne. And
This is Daphne's open mic.
yes. So yeah, whatever that means to you, it's the themes are more of a loose guide, and yeah, I mean, take it as you may. It's more of just an energy to put out there. And yeah, it's been a while since we've been here, almost a month now, and I'm very happy to be here with these two wonderful women and with the little baby. And there's nothing more I can say, really. I'm just so happy to be here again. It's been a crazy month. I'm sure all of you can agree, because it always seems to be crazy constantly. And, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do?
Really.
But it's nice to be here with you guys, so.
One thing you can do is to express it, because that eases
Yeah.
the load.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
That's all
We're
we
all
can
about
ask for.
expression. And without further ado, we're not going to get into any semantics in this intro. We're just going to hop into the open mic. And the first open micer is Meryl? I couldn't really read the name.
Oh, you mean there's nobody ahead of me?
No.
All right, Bob, actually we switched, so
Oh.
I'm playing behind Bob.
Okay.
So the E is easy. That's why it's an E. Start E.
E.
Sounds great. Okay, great. I don't know. Let's see. Well, train, rolling down that line. Well, train, rolling down that line. Well, you took my baby, but you won't leave me behind. Mystery train rolling down that track. Well, mystery train rolling down that track. Well, you took my woman, now you're gonna bring her back. All right, Bob. 16 coaches long. Well, I train and ride 16 coaches long. Well, I took my baby, but she gonna leave me behind. All right, Bobby. Go around like this. But just pick what you need. Boy, he's in a mood tonight, I'll tell you. Lori, what's wrong? Okay. There you go. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many poor girls and me. Oh God, I'm one. Well, my mother was a tailor. She sewed these new jeans. My father was a gambling man. We down in New Orleans. Feel the only thing the gambling is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time that he was satisfied was when he was on a drum. Well, Mama, I tell my baby sister not to do what I had done, but I keep away from sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, I got one up, mama, turn your lamp down low. I'll wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Well, have you the nerve to kick for me from your door? Well, mama died and left me reckless, papa died and left me wild. Mama died and left me reckless, papa died and left me wild. Well, I ain't good looking, but I'm some sweet woman's angel child. Well, you mighty mean woman, treat me this way. You mighty mean woman, treat me this way. I'm gonna leave town tomorrow, I'm gonna be gone today. Well, I once had a woman treated me so right. We once had a woman treated me so nice. She was a queen, I was a doggone king. Well, mama got him, papa got him, daddy got him. Uncle, I'm gone, look in the corner, give me my walking shoes. Well, you know, go the states are blue. Well, Big 8 left Savannah and boy did not stop. You ought to see the colored farmers when they got them boilers hot. I'm going to Chicago, baby, do you wanna go? If you don't go, I know I'll do what I will right now. Well, cousin got him, sister got him, brother got him, and I got well, looked over in the corner, grandma and grandpa had them too. You know by looking, got them steaks are blue. Well, wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. I wake up, mama, turn your lamp down low. Have you the nerve to pull me out from your door? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll do this one anyway, I don't care. When you're watching the planes land in your backyard, and you think that you got stuck in someone else's yard. I've been waiting for the light to turn me on to a mystery I never had, but I waited day. And it seemed to me that I got stuck on the wrong side of the tracks, and I have no one to tell me how to get back. I listen to the road and the noises that come from ear to shining ear, and the way to me alone. And here I sit with my back against the wall, and I'm playing with the shadows that make their way across the moon. Well, I never had an idea that didn't go its own way. I couldn't help it happens way too much. Now the evening is coming around like a slippery rain, and the voices in my head, they're not getting any lower, I claim. It'll be a while before I get a style and stick to it, oh yeah, but I've been wasted before. Thank you. It's kind of a mess. All right. All right. Well, I had a nail that I thrust in the wall. I tried to put up a picture and it was really small, but it held everything in that I wanted to be aware of. I got something that I never wanted to share. So I voice nice and soft. It had me going right to the top. And he told me what I never really knew before, that I've been outside of the freaking dark. 'Cause I wake up screaming in the middle of the day. And they tell me that everything's went away. Nothing left, though I can have my choice of it. But I got something that I couldn't get rid of on me. You can tell it I'm gone to make some money, even though I know how, and I wait for the hour to go longer, but it never moves anywhere. Well, I ran through a tunnel during the day. I felt like something was going astray. I had motion sickness just by the looks of it, but it had my name on it, so I did dig down. And we went down into the ground. I wearing glasses and I had an awful frown. Digging here and digging there. They told me I'm snobbish, but I didn't really care. 'Cause I wake up screaming in the middle of the day. But they say everything is going away, and I had no surprises, but I had one in the end, because I made a fool. So I get up and I named it was in silver. It turned into a riot. I couldn't buy it, and I hung myself in the doorframe. Or maybe it was the silver frame. That's it.
There was trepidation about going first. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so much. That was great. Can we please welcome to the stage a personal friend of mine and one of our co-hosts who hasn't been here in a while because she just had a baby, Moral and Daphne.
Hi guys, I'm Moral P, or Melissa, and this is the baby I gave birth to. And I'm gonna see if I can read this, although, who's to say, right? So, oh no. So hold on. Is anybody offended if I breastfeed? I swear this isn't for like art. Everyone, round of applause. Okay, no. All right, hold on. Okay. Yeah, this is not the first time I've been naked on the internet. So hold on. I'm a mother. All right, so when I was pregnant, I had a bunch of like crazy bizarro dreams, and I started writing them down. And like a lot of things, I just write into the notes app on my phone. I looked at it and I was like, this is a poem. So if she'll allow me, I'm gonna try and get through this. And if not, I did my best. And that's that. All right, dreams from pregnancy. Doug. I saw you last night in a vision brought to me from slumber. Jimmy helped, or maybe he was just there. You had in your ingenuity made a school bus that could fly. It was effortlessly cruising through the clouds, and the whole town watched in amazement. Oh, are you done? This might be it for me, guys. Latched. It was effortlessly cruising through the clouds.
I'm going to read a short piece, and then a poem, and then another poem, and then the next person. This wasn't planned by me. Lascaux. While the baby with no teeth, plump in the stroller, desired nothing more than the box of colorful balloons, his young mother decided that enough was enough, and while no one seemed to be looking, dug deep into her left nostril with her right forefinger until the wet, crusted thing came out dripping not mucus, but thick, congealed, blood-swaddled in mucus, which fell onto the baby's hand and, as expected, to the horror of his poor, young, bedraggled mother, rose with his bare hand into his mouth, sending a wave of strange to everyone except newborn baby desire, which lit his face fast like the first time you realize someone likes dreaming about you just as much as you like dreaming about that someone. But after some time, the someone, being without a doubt in that moment some acrid, nasty person, started to resent you and vice versa, and then not only in dreams. And just like that, the once lit-up face fades fast as it faded from the face of the baby with no teeth plump in the stroller, as his poor young bedraggled, but also observant mother stuck her brave left hand into his tiny purple mouth and pulled out the large chewable thing from in between his gums after he gnawed and chewed and fought her hand with his mouth and his hand, which raised the question of whether gnawing or chewing can occur without teeth, though it can be said that during his mother's conquest the baby felt her gnawing away his pleasure, though he didn't call it that, or anything for that matter, until he remembered it later as a young man, which was very surprising to the young man because he hadn't often remembered much about his childhood and only did recall that event that day he arrived at dusk in the park by the river with the balloon man leaning against the fence and the baby with no teeth struck in the stroller, and the mother, whose hands had plucked inside her baby's mouth, which was one day before the young man intended to ticket himself to Berlin, which, they say, is where you want to be if you're an artist, which the young man claimed to be, considering the fact that he drew, painted, sculpted, arranged, designed, formed, and composed images, semblances, depictions, portraits, and landscapes on different types of paper, canvas, walls, rocks, floors, streets, bark, buildings, glass, and inside subway tunnels. And because subway tunnels were the most exciting place for this particular young man to paint, it was imperative for him, in his apparently informed opinion, to visit on the way to Berlin the caves of Lascaux, which he believed to be open to the public to view the paintings on the cave walls by the painters he considered to be part of his artistic lineage, though not to sweeten and sour and render and re-render and salt or pickle and oil and simmer and boil or braise to taste and chew and savor his own ego. His own ego he sometimes at least pretended to try to remember to expunge, if that's really what it was all about. But instead to try to remember to draw the way he felt he once was able, and to try to remember the necessity of the act to he him there, and the difference between the necessity of the act to those then there, which was a thought that had halted in all ways not merely his desire, but in fact his so-called ability to create the things he liked to call art, which he thought he knew was there, dormant as a fish egg some trout or salmon worked and lived to lay. But while he thought it would be easier for him to get to Lascaux than for the trout or the salmon to run its current, he thought he knew that his chance of sating forever the question was slimmer than the egg's chance of survival, and that thought had dissipated his positively dwindling confidence and showed on his wild face staring lean at the mother and her baby in the stroller, until she realized he'd been watching her for some time. And she realized that he had witnessed the whole episode, a discovery that sent a strangely simultaneous mix of embarrassment, rage, and doubt that impeded motion in the subject feeling, if the subject knew enough to have a feel enough to have an awareness of it, and if the constitution was decent, and hers sometimes and sometimes wasn't. So much so that after the peremptory stasis, she stood staring rigid cold like the shadow of a glacier you see from a wooden dinghy sans the oars you lost, until the young man realized that she realized, though it took longer for him to realize that she didn't realize that he hadn't realized that he was staring. So he did the usual thing and laughed to both cut the tension and feel innocuous, which she imitated too, because anything to counteract and release herself from what she had before perceived as a battle of wills was to her superior to attempting to maintain the struggle to maintain what she had perceived as her possible dominance. And then, finally, the baby didn't seem to matter as much as he had, and the young man appeared no longer insidious nor insolent, and she forgot about the person and the poem about the balloon man who does bad things to children, which was the thing which had caused her to refuse the child's wish initially. And all the while she hoped for the best for her child, because she very much wanted to show him the world and to the world. But yet she did not always have the temerity to subject to the public his wailing sobs in the park, on the train, on the street, and through the shops, though that day she had and felt good about it all before he experienced the new taste, which was the view that sent the first jolt the young man had into his childhood memory. Up to that point, though he was beginning to have another as he watched the young woman hunch over the stroller and join her son sobbing. Not with the same neediness, but with heightened confusion, because the happiness and relief of the laughter was a glass lake, moments before it feels the sun's heat, and she felt as though she'd slept on the beach for hours, and the right side of her face where it stung the most was not yet even blistered, but raised, swelling, undulating almost, like the waves of her child's voice teeming against her red ears, the young man's ears. Guilt and tears wept off her red, swollen eyes and made her appear to him prettier than before, so much so that, predictably, he went to kiss her, though, unpredictably, the woman tolerated him and told him that the baby was now his responsibility as she kicked his shins goodbye. Thank you for bearing with that very long sentence. This poem is called Deadline Route. I missed the deadline. A kernel on fire, brought to null space, buried talent. We meet again, this time lovers, squirming in a net fashioned by the lame god. Taxonomic circumscription severs Lupercal and Valentine, lends the once inseparable dyad of rigid club moss blind siege to extended purification, for a season or three. In Hebrew, to be saved is to breathe freely red dust in the wind. Now, irascibility follows your sound like flagella swoon the ocean's oars. No one wants to reckon the idea that violence is not exclusive perversion. If biofuel is the start and end of Eros, imagine spring before the deadline roots. Thank you. And I think Dagan is coming up next. Is that right?
I think we have Lovejoy next.
Wunderbar. Here is E.E. Cummings. It's called O Sweet Spontaneous. O sweet spontaneous earth, how often have the doting fingers of prurient philosophers pinched and poked thee? Has the naughty thumb of science prodded thy beauty? How often have religions taken thee upon their scraggy knees, squeezing and buffeting thee that thou mightest conceive gods? But true to the incomparable couch of death, thy rhythmic lover, thou answerest them only with spring.
Thank you, Peter. That was wonderful. Thanks for following the theme. Next up is Lovejoy. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, yeah. So, I remember my childhood. At least what I do remember. It was pretty good. In general. It's kind of exciting. But now what? Is it really over? Wow. I thought it would never be over. I wanted to grow up so quick. And I did, and I didn't. Did I grow up? Oh, yeah. Well, what can we say about that? Like a precious jewel, like a wild animal, like a soulful song. And now it's playing for keeps. This adult thing, it's not what I thought it would be. However, the story is not told. More to come. Can we grow backwards? Can we revert to our childhood and come out new and different? Is anything possible? That's what they said. When you grow up, you can do what you want to do. So, I guess I am, as much as possible. But that's the thing. What is possible? What is impossible? Well, it's a matter of justice, freedom, skill, luck, charm, juice, problems, challenges, dead ends, successes, confusion, abstraction, mystical intervention, about soulful compulsion. And at the end of the day, there's another day. They say we live many a life, but I only remember my childhood. Perhaps tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I'll do. By golly, tomorrow it's gonna be a brand new day. I'm gonna reclaim that part of me that was silly and carefree and daffy and cute. And lost. And found. It's all good. Unless it isn't. So, in conclusion, there's no end to this. I think I'll reclaim more of my childhood. I think I deserve at my age now to sort of release some of the adultness that doesn't serve anymore and find a good balance there. Because after all, some of my best memories were back then. But some of my most powerful experiences were as an adult. I don't know. No way! All right. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lovejoy. I always feel like when you perform, my brain like goes into a washing machine for a minute, and I feel like I've been to like a 2-hour therapy session afterwards. So thank you. It definitely is a compliment. Help me welcome our next performer, Cranium Chris.
I brought this along, so I might as well read it. Daddy's poem. Daddy is going to write a poem, darling. He's going to write across the panorama of the universe, making certain to dot his I's and cross his T's. No one in this poem will be waiting for you in the dark woods. No one in this poem will be looking across the fields for an eyewitness to a crime. No one in this poem will be flickering through the remains of Father Time. I promise you, Daddy is going to write a poem that unfurls through the day like a revolutionary flag that breaks the stronghold of idiocy in the house on the hill, that lights the dark road home with an illumination that frightens the school of hooting owls. So come closer, darling, and take heed of the southern wind break with the demons of forgetfulness and their desperate kin, torch the sky with enough brass to tumble a government, and I'll surround you with a pen of bright blue birds. I'll sing to you in the fruitful house of the Lord. I'll dance among the petunias and bee balms. I'll walk a straight line beyond the periphery of the whispering moon and write you a poem that looks square in the eyes of the Black Plague. I'll batten down the flighty implications of the invisible world that hoists the ridiculous on its shoulders to the outskirts of mankind. People come here to live free. It's in the air of the bayou. The wolves serrate us with their odes to the moon. The girl with the glass eye dreams of rethreading her grandmother's silk shawl. The dog lying on the floor with the bluest eyes this side of Savannah imagines herding in a prairie full of bars. It's in the air of the bayou, the certainty of surrender, the disappearance of screams, the end of all bad dreams. It's in the air of the bayou, the wind rustling through Spanish moss, the forest full of fragile light, the echoes of forgotten forests in the poems of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. It's in the air of the bayou. All the poems I've written, all the dreams I've chased, all the mirages I've been fooled by, all the girls I've loved in the dark, all the promises I've been eluded by. I love the broken rhythms of her voice, the way space expands by itself. I love the way I never have to go home anymore. It's in the air of the bayou, the ways I love you, the tangles of your hair in the wind, the way your body clings to the light of faraway stars. Take the bayou in your open arms. Hold it closer than the blessings of a satisfied God. Rock it to sleep. Rock it to sleep. It's in the air of the bayou. He kicked the box down the street, kept kicking it till he got to Pearl's house, knocked on the door and walked right in. He started talking about all the boxes he'd kicked during his life. The box he kicked longest, back in the days he lived in Kansas City, when he befriended Satchel Paige, whose ghost had almost caught up to his fastball and knew he'd have to throw in his spikes. The box he kicked all the way across the Williamsburg Bridge while listening to Sonny Rollins' saxophone serenading the moon. Pearl loved to hear the sound of his foot kicking the box across the city streets, the thud of its propulsion knocking against garbage cans or brick walls, or the penny ante games of con men looking for a quick buck in the shadow of the harbor, looking out at the Statue of Liberty, standing there like the prettiest girl in the world. And I'll finish with this. I run a series with my wife Joanne at a 9W Diner, and so there's a event next Tuesday, and it's actually got two of the people who've performed here quite a bit. Tom Romeo is the poet, Rick Pampel, who's shown here, is the visual artist, and Mark Delgado is the musician. So it's next Tuesday at 7. While waiting for my morning coffee in the glimmering light of the square, a guitarist strums Tangled Up in Blue, and a beleaguered woman dials concentric circles on a broken telephone. Sometimes I see the 1950s everywhere, in the reflection on a taillight that whispers to the moon, on a mercurial ride on a scooter past industrial denizens with patchwork arms, climbing into smoky woods where voices separate into shards of blue and yellow glass, and a bell rings atop the fluorescent church, keeping perfect 4/4 time. The coffee arrives, dark and majestic with southern flair and a hint of cinnamon amidst waves of frothy milk. We're happy campers on our journey, free of overcoats and heavy weights of memory, lingering in the soft spritz of fountains, tumbling forth a goddess's truth amidst trumpeting tritons, spilling libations into shimmering pools. Thanks.
Let's do it. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I be in my whip and you know my windows they tinted. Diamonds on my nickel, I swear that them shits be dripping. I be cooking up like I've been up in the kitchen. You know that I'm killing, ooh, yeah, I got precision. Diamonds on my neck, ooh, yeah, ooh, I got that, yeah. If I said I want it, just know that I got that. Ooh, I'm gon' rock that, like a rock star, yeah. I be going hard, these niggas they saw like it's a Pop-Tart, yeah, bitch I'm popping off, I got lots of sauce, yeah, throw a dog a bone, cause know I'm a dog, yeah, bitch I'm popping off, got that brand of dot, yeah, aiming right there from the neck up, yeah, no I cannot fall under pressure, yeah, diamonds on my sweatshirt, yeah, chillin' with my girl, you know that I'm better, I be at the top, bitch I'm flyer than a feather, yeah, said that I'm too fly like some propellers. Yeah, you know I can't stop and I've been in it. Yeah, diamonds on, I'm swimming. Ay, I'm in down the captain, my bitch my lieutenant. Ay, walking Gucci denim, walk around in my Gucci. I be cooking in the kitchen like I'm Ratatouille. Said I got the chicken, so I got the blue cheese. I got all these diamonds, bitch I got them rubies. Yeah, coming on my dome, coming on my top. Yeah, if I said I get it, no, I want. Yeah, run up on my green, I ran up on my guap. Yeah, stacking all my money, say that to the top. Yeah, if I said I'm in it, you know that I'm on it. Yeah, black diamonds all on my neck like that was onyx. Yeah, got the gold on me just like supersonic. Yeah, water pressure on me, this is them hydraulics. Yeah. Freestyle.
Thank you guys for coming, for whoever has made it to the end. There is only a few of us left, but, you know, it is what it is, and we're doing our best here. And we appreciate everyone who is here, and I appreciate everyone who has came and who has performed. You know, these are truly unprecedented times, right? I'm gonna read something that I wrote on the way here today. It was while driving, yeah. I didn't write it. I like voice spoke it into my phone, and my phone wrote it for me. I just had a lot on my mind and I had to get it into words. So this is what it is. There's no title. I wrote you a poem. It is full of lies and deceit and hunger and desire and malediction. I wrote you a poem. I wrote it because I felt like I had to. I wrote it because you asked me to. All I ask is that you read these words and realize that my lies and deceit and malediction are not the result of something that once was. They're only a way for me to tell a story. I wrote you a poem. One that I carved into the page like Sanskrit on earthen paper. One that I pressed into the wind like flower petals and leaves and dead bugs. One full of stoplights and yellow lights and for sale signs and foreclosure signs and name tags and receipt paper and open windows and closed doors and an engine turning off. I wrote you a poem. I swim in a silo looking for the right words, but all I found were the ones I wrote. For you. I wrote you a poem, but I don't think that really quantifies it. I wrote you an expose, a periodical, a chemically engineered strip of LSD, a hot pepper, a bottle of liquid, a police car, a eulogy. I wrote you a poem that looks like a 4-cheese pizza, and under all the cheeses are my words, but you have to eat them in order to understand them, and even then they are interfused within layers of mozzarella and cheddar and Gruyere and raclette and Swiss and Gouda and ricotta and Parmesan and Gorgonzola. I wrote you a poem. It is shaped like the outline of my father's body and smells like his hair after a shower and looks like his empty, wandering eyes and tastes like the bitter plastic from the cup he carries with him everywhere. And it feels like blood rushing down my legs in the middle of the woods, and you're right next to me experiencing the exact same thing. I wrote you a poem. Will you toss it away? Will you send it off into the wind? Will you submerge it in water and fire and hot embers, in my clavicle so hollow from starvation? Will you kiss it, hug it, caress it, or will you even read it? Thank you. I have a few more that aren't that sad, although I can't really promise that. This first one is about my cat. It's called, But You're Still So Perfect. I wish you could join me in everything I do. Your little paw pads and stinky face. You can always tell right after you've eaten. Okay. The next one is called Columbine on Rock Face. Chubby cake in my lap like blanket of fine ember fur. I imagine I'm wrapped in sheepskin in Iceland, Scandinavian goddess. I close my eyes and picture it. Chilled, last of winter breeze enshrouding me. I sip Irish breakfast tea and dream an empty dream. Brick facade of soiled crimson, I am devout lover of the sundry shapes of color. We take picture against it as scapegoat for metalhead lover. Our smiles soft, delicate, hiding the depth of our discretion. His hate-toiled eyes. Astringent taste in my mouth as he plods down synthetic fiber carpet glowing orange like clownfish. I, hiding the shiver within, and am a beacon of vermilion, drinking clementine-tinted wine of your presence. Thank you. This next one is a little crazy. It's called Taciturn. Iridescent green feathers of mallard down still waters of Kingston waterfront. She says, looking into their eyes makes everything feel better. I have sat shelling peas on a wooden seat for so long, and now I am finally complete. It is as if everything that surrounds me has taken a deep breath. Some feeling like that. Like satin petals of pink peony covering my table in peanut butter scented wonder, open and yearning for pollination. It falls off in clumps. It was so ready. I file another for the stack. Try something new every once in a while. Varicose veins. I promised you poems. How do I repay you? You can't, he says. But why? Stacks of invitations nestled in between Miller and Mansour, Pessoa and Paramo, when the old blends with the new. His face, nearly forgotten. That's what manhood is like, a transformation. That's what womanhood is like, eating half-warm leftovers and staring at the single kiwi, dark food opaque inside layered plastic wrap on the counter, half for prasad wrapped in plastic wrap. This is all I can offer. My hands, my lips, my heart, finger covered in lead. I wipe my eye, eat chips, suck, nibble, chomp, lick, chew, grate, eviscerate, pink peony petals on my table. I take a water break, get back to smiling. Wonder if God would hate me if I just smoked weed for the rest of the day. Do you think he'd care today? That today would be the day he cares? Do you think? Pink. Apple, cherry, peach, pear, plum, tomato. What if all you saw when you walked into my room was my ass sticking out from the door of the open closet? I don't have an ass nor closet, but I'm glad you thought about it. I'm glad I could do that for you. Pink. Pink baby, here, shoulder crash on Saga of Tenderness. Somehow I feel like I've only just begun. How does that work? Pink lady, do apple crash on Network of Genericness. You are the eye to my inner state. I promised her poems on blank paper. I run my fingers down the length of it. Thank you. Okay, I have one more. It's called Mean It. He peers on from corner, jealous when attention isn't all given. I slash my wrists like that girl Babbitts hated, the one who stained the violets. Sand through my toes, I hear waves calling in the distance. The water is cold. It bites like frost on a February morning. Like the succulent leaves of poison ivy, all I want to do is touch them. I hold my hand out. Will you take it? Will you call me your active emo Italian tattoo babe with a sexy butt? Would you mean it? Thank you. Thank you. That's all I have, and I think we have one more performer, right? Okay, two more performers, and the first one is my other co-host, wonderful, beautiful co-host, Summer.
And I only have one thing for you, and it's a repeat, and I'm sorry about that. But I thought I would read it because it's the 4th anniversary of my Jadot, my grandfather's passing. And I wrote the poem for him. It's a poem about a picture I have of him and I when I was very little, and we were walking in the desert in Jordan, I think at Christ Baptismal Site, but I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it. But I have this picture, which I don't know if you can see, but that's me and my grandpa the last time I saw him. Okay, so I have one poem for you. It's a sestina, which is a kind of fixed form poetry wherein the end word repeats over and over and over again. And I find it's very therapeutic for like processing grief and stuff and like kind of cyclical emotions. So this is called I Hope Death is the Photo of Us in Jordan. I hold the picture of us in my hand. In it, we walk through faded ink and sand. You wore the same white hair and wrinkled brow that day 2 decades ago when I was still small, and you still lived above the ground. Your memory festers like a wound. In my stomach, there is a wound that cannot be healed by any human hand. It festers and grows like a seed in spring ground, but I am a body of shifting sand. When I saw you last, you seemed small, like your body had forgotten your soul and wrinkled. One day I will be wrinkled, but around you my heart will still be wound, for in the picture I am still small, and you are still holding my hand. We walk through the eternal desert sand, as if neither of us will ever have to taste the ground. When you left, you took my heart to ground. You wrapped it in papers, wrinkled by years that passed like slipping sand. And in my stomach I grew an eternal wound, and the truth is that I still need you to hold my hand, for, like the picture, I am faded and small. I used to think when I was small that only the dead go to ground, but you read the lines creasing the palm of my hand and whispered an unknown and wrinkled fate, soft and silky as a spider's web that wound around me until I choked on time's unrelenting sand. 4 years ago, we walked again in that landscape of sand, but this time it was you who felt small, while within me anger grew like a colossal wound. Once again, our feet touched that holy ground, but like you, my heart had wrinkled, and only the ghost of timeless past held my hand. 3 years ago, I watched you lower into a wound in the ground, yet I can clearly see through 20-year-old sand. In wrinkled photograph, you still walk behind me and hold my small hand. Thank you. Thank you. Help me welcome my sister. My sister who
You're making me cry. You suck ass.
you're welcome, who may or may not be thinking about this. But I was happy that my poem kind of fit the impromptu theme for the night, which was like very kind of kismet. So help me welcome my sister Anissa.
Hello, everyone. Not to make it even sadder, but I'm going to. Bring the vibe down. Really, I do. I love to end on a bad note. So, you know, like Summer said, in the interest of our Jiddo, the anniversary of his passing and what's going on in Palestine right now, because we are technically Jordanian just because it goes paternally, but we are also Palestinian. His mother was Palestinian, and his entire life and political career was wrapped around trying to, you know, garner some sort of peace between Palestine and Israel, which the only solution is a one-state solution, but whatever. I'm going to begin on a poem by Mahmoud Darwish, which I think about a lot. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you conduct your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you liberate yourself in metaphor, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself and say, if only I were a candle in the night. Rest in peace to him. He passed in 2008. And with that, and with everything, I would like to also say, heavy on think of people in the camps with what's going on right now. And I'd like to share my only thing to share tonight. As I gaze upon the beautiful lake before me, I wonder how many tears have been shed in the desert a few stone skips away from me. What an odd thought to have while enjoying the view. I wonder if it's quantifiable. I guess tears are harder to count than bodies. I guess even bodies have become hard to count. If we did find a way to count tears, of course, I wonder how many teaspoons, tablespoons, cups, gallons, liters. Would it fill up a swimming pool or a lake like the one before me, or a puddle as big and deserted and quiet as the Dead Sea? Where did the sea come from? Was it from the tears of my family, my Jiddo, my mama, my sister? What will soak up our tears? If the word gauze came from Gaza, their skillful weaving gave it to us. So I ask again, if Gaza ceases to exist, who will soak up our tears, our blood? How many wounds have been healed at the hands of our people? How many Palestinians even have hands left to do their skillful weaving, to make us gauze, to heal our wounds while they bleed? May I ask how many of you have used gauze at least once in your life? Could I have a show of hands? So all of our wounds have been healed at the hands of the Palestinians. How long will we let them bleed? When will we return the favor? Thank you all so much.
I just wanted to say that I truly could not think of a better way to end this open mic. And that was one of the most beautiful poems I've heard in a very long time. So thank you for reading. I think we all need to hear more stuff like that and be reminded of these things daily, because a lot of us are very ignorant to what goes on in our world. Yeah, I'm just like full body chills right now. So processing it, but yeah, you know, it's been a wonderful night.
As we celebrate our victories,
Yeah.
and liberate ourselves with metaphors, we think of others, and that's the beautiful thing about this night. and
Exactly.
About what you guys do here.
Thank you. And exactly. You should just get up and finish for us at this point.
Yeah. Let's think of others tonight. Thanks for
Yeah.
being here with me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. White Noise signing off.